I'm Mark Frohnmeyer. I'm working on an initiative to reform the democratic process here in Oregon. This is called the Fair and Unified Election System. Right now we have a divided, unfair election system. In the primary election, you can only vote for candidates that share your same major party label, which means that candidates have to appeal to the base of one or the other major party before they make their case to the entire electorate. And voters who are not affiliated with one of the two major parties, which actually make up almost a third of the population, have no voice at all in the partisan offices for the state. What this is going to do is it's going to put every candidate for an office on one ballot that every voter gets to vote on, and then voters get to cast simple approval votes. So an up or down vote on each candidate. You never have to choose in this system between the candidate that you really like and the one that you think has a shot to win. You can approve of all the candidates that you think ought to have a chance to sit for the office. And the top two in each election move on to the general election for a runoff.
How is this different than the California and Washington open primary?
California and Washington have recently adopted the open primary, and it's similar in the sense that it's a unified ballot. So all the candidates for an office show up on the same ballot. But the open primary is sort of mathematically unfair. It only allows voters a chance to vote for one candidate, potentially out of a field of many. And so you still have the factionalization problem where two candidates that share similar values split votes, and you can end up with these really weird corner cases where, for example, two candidates may advance that don't at all represent the general will of the electorate because there were four candidates on the other side that split the vote. So in approval voting in the primary totally fixes those problems and is just a mathematically much more fair way to select two candidates out of a field of many. You got 15 seconds to hear about democracy reform.
Why are you so concerned with the current process that you're doing this?
Well, so my brother and I actually wrote up this measure a couple of years ago as a way of just sort of brainstorming on a more effective democratic process. But it wasn't until the federal government shut down in October that I finally said, enough is enough. I think we've got a reasonable fix here, and let's put it to the people. For voters, it actually enfranchises the third of us who are not affiliated with one of the two major parties. Right now, okay, yes, if you're independent, if you're non-affiliated, you get to vote in the general election, but you have no measurable say on who the two candidates are that are in contention for that job. In this system, every voter, regardless of party, gets a simple up or down vote on every candidate. We're right now in the midst of a 2-week sprint to get the first 1,000 sponsorship signatures. Those signatures will actually allow the measure to get evaluated by the Attorney General, given a name, given a description, and only once it has been evaluated by the Attorney General can the real signature gathering effort begin. At that point, we'll need to gather 87,213 signatures to put it on the ballot in 2014.